Good evening, everybody. Today's today's philosophy is a history about ninjas. The ninjas in the 15th century, only the 15th. And we're going to talk about how the ninjas lasted until they were guns. At first, in many years, before they were guns, there were swords, there were sticks, there were knives, there were bow and arrows, flying stars, throwing stars, axe, metal shield, wooden shield, whatever. There were traditional weapons before the guns. So how long the ninja lasts? We're going to read about how the ninjas became the ninjas, and they were sneaky before they were deceased. Which Wikipedia, the ninjas Wikipedia. Shombubai, ninja warrior, or Chonyin, direct here for uses of the Shunyubai illustration, the ninja warrior Restoration Chonyin album. Drawing here, drawing the Akababo Ninja series and sketches. Hokusai Magai from Hokusai. Woodblock, print on paper, volume 6, 1817. A ninja or shinobi. Shinobi is the convert agent of Mercury of feudal Japan and functions of the ninja, including adulterers, espionage, sabotage, infiltration, assassination, and guerrilla warfare. Their covert methods of waging illegal warfare as were deemed dishonorable or beneath the honor of samurai. The shinobi proper was especially trained spies, and mercenaries appeared in the 15th century during the Shungoku period, 15th or 17th century. Antecedents may have existed as early in the 12th century, in the unrest of the Shungoku period.
I think, Shifali, it would be wonderful to have you back and do some more series. Good luck with your new venture. Namaste. To help me, you can go to the subscription.
Nobise period. Marcus Sidons and spies are hired became active and eagle Ogai province the adjacent area around the village of Kalga, and it is from the area's clans that much of our knowledge of the ninja has grown. Following the unification of Japan under the Tokugawa Tokugawa Shogunate Tokugawa Shogunate in the 17th century, the ninja faded into obscurity. A number of shinobi manuals, often based in Chinese military philosophy. Chinese military, and written in the 17th and 18th century, most noted by the Bansensu Shunkai 1676. By the time of Meiji Restoration 1868, shinobi had become the topic of popular imagination in ministry in Japan. Ninjas figured prominently in the legend of folklore, where they are associated with legendary abilities such as invisibility, walking on water, and control the natural event. As a consequence, and proper perception in the popular culture is based more on such legend and folklore than on the spies of the Shangoku period. Now the ninjas, as I was thinking, how did the ninjas become so popular in Japan? Millions of years ago, in the centuries ago, ninjas, well known as the or sometimes Sly Cooper, or sometimes the sneaky way of combat. The sneaky way of combat, where they're just so sneaky, having their sword out, ready to slice and slash, ready to slice and slash the flesh or the body of a person that is sleepy and at night, So they come out at night, and they're going to do the sneak. They're just ready for the attack. It's called sneak attack. That's what they are. They're known as sneak attackers. They're assassinators. So people say that ninjas are assassinators. Sometimes people say some ninjas are good and bad. But it looks like when they put on that mask, they're assassinators. Well known as assassinators. That's what we find out in Japan over the years. In Japan, well known as in Japan, Japanese ninja. The Japanese ninja comes out at night, ready for the attack. In their village, around the village, but they come in the 14th century as well. The 14th century, 15th century, 16th century. So it's similar to like 13th century, the 13th century, 14th century. So they were well known in Japan before they were deceased, before they were extinct. The ninjas. I can tell you before, I was that kind of guy that I really wanted to be a ninja, dress up as one, and act like as one. But as I found out that there were assassinators, that's cool. I keep it to myself. But I always just dress up as one. Make my shirt be a ninja mask and want to be that ninja, want to do some flips and cartwheel, parkour. Parkour is just like ninja. You swing on the swing bars. But today's topic is the history about ninjas, as we find in today's world. Many people say they see modern ninjas. As I get to understand, I love to draw pictures about ninjas and martial arts. Because ninjutsu is martial arts. So if we type in the word ninjutsu, it's gonna be a martial art. So did you know that ninjutsu was a martial art? I'm surprised. Very, very surprised, man. Because back then, they were like criminals, man. They were not warm-hearted. Martial arts is about being the respective guy and only fighting when you're in danger. These people, the ninjas, were fighting with just because they want to. I guess when they wear that mask, in today's world we have a ski mask and it looks like a ninja in today's world. But as we talk about the ninjutsu and the history about the ninjas, we get to understand that ninjutsu is very, very deadly indeed, where they use a lot of massive deadly weapons that could kill a person immediately until they fall to the ground. The swords that they hold is so sharp. The stars, the throwing stars, it looks very heavy. It's like you're holding almost like it looks like you're holding a dumbbell, but it's sharp as well. It's sharp as a knife. And once you throw it, and it slices someone's neck, and that's the end of it. Poke out their eyes. That's gruesome. That's brutal. The ninjas are brutal. They were brutal back then. They were not polite people. They always liked to kill. They used their weapons to sneak attack at night. And that only happened in Japan. Ancient Japan. The shinobi. That's what it is. The ninja. The shinobi. Well known as the shinobi. The ninjas. Are ninjas Chinese or Japanese? What it says right here, a ninja or shinobi is the convert agent of Macaroni Sea Fendel, Japan, the foundations of the ninja of a ninja, included the espionage or sabotage or fermentation, assassination, and the guerrilla warfare. The greatest ninja of all time. Who was the greatest ninja of all time? Number one, Hattori Hansano. Hattori Hanzo is probably the most famous ninja of all. But number two, Kato Danzo. In many ways, Kato Danzo is the ninja who popularized the notion of that ninja held supernatural powers. Was it airbender? Number three, Fuma Coraro. 4. Momochi San Deyu. 5. Ishikawa Goldman. And then number 6, Momoshizakui Mochizuki. I just say it right in Japanese. Mochizuki. Chiyome. Mochizuki Chiyome. Fujiba Haishi. Nagato. 8. Tumo Suksam Sadia. Oh, the samurai. They do remind me about the samurai. The samurai. So the samurai. The ninja, the samurai. We have the ninja names. What is our ninja names? Okay, we studied. Alright. 15 years. So these were well known. Alright, let's start with Wikipedia. Hotadi Hanzo. She was popular. Hotani Hanzo, November. So he died 1596. Oh, also known as Hotani Hattori Samurai or Hattori Monsaijic. A nickname, Ano Hanzo, Demon Hanzo, was a famous ninja of Sokaiku area. Carnity. Created with saving the life of Tokugawa Ieyasu, and then helping him to become the ruler of United Japan. He was often a subject to very hostile, very portrayal in modern popular culture. Nickname. How do we the demon? Hanzo demon. Hanzo. 1542. Mikaiwa province. He died November 4, 1596, age 54, under Tokugawa clan battle of Okizumiya, siege of Kamurogo Castle, siege of Kakegawa, battle of Heigawa, battle of Mikuwa Tagahara, battle of Nagashino, Tanzo Logai Voice. First Tanzo Logai War, Second Tanzo Logai War, Battle of Komoki and Nagakud, siege of Nora, 1590. And so he is. So these were the ninja names. As you see, Ori no Bun Noga in the 16th century portrait by Kano Motohide. Oh, very interesting.
Oda Nobunaga.
June 23, 1534 to June 21, 1582 was a powerful daimyo, founder lord of Japan in the late 16th century, who attempted to unify Japan during the late Shingo period, and who successfully gained control over most of Honshu. Nonguba is regarded as one of three emperors of Japan. Now, along with his remain the Toyotimi Hideyoshi and Tokugawa Ieyasu during his afterlife. Nobunaga was widely known for the most brutal suppression of Darmian opponents, eliminating those who by principle refused to cooperate in the yield to his demand. His region is known for involving military attacks, fostering free trade, and encouraging the start of Moma historical art period. He was killed when he remained Yikishi Mitsuhide rebelled against him at Honnoji. He was killed. And so he's we can watch a quick video about the ninjas.
Hello noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. As you will have clearly gathered from the title of this video, I have decided to talk about a very important topic, the topic of the historical figure of the ninja. Now this is probably one of the most misunderstood and butchered historical figures of the history of mankind. Of course, the reason being the lack of actual interest towards real historical data, because most of the data and information that people gather on the topic of the ninja come from either anime, manga, video games and Hollywood. But luckily it seems like that quite a few people are starting to be more like you, noble ones. So being interested in real academic approach, wanting to know the real historical figure of the ninja. So upon recent evidential proof, I'd expect the situation to possibly change, if I'm allowed to split infinitives, to possibly change, which I believe I technically am now. Of course, one of the most famous infinity splits of all time came in the introductory lines of Star Trek, to boldly go. I think if the writers of a popular American television series can get away with it for 40 years, then really any of us YouTubers can. Now, for the purposes of this video, I've decided to suggest a whole variety of myths and misconceptions to debunk together in order to get a virtually perfect perspective to three-dimensionally pinpoint into history what the ninja actually were. And also, I will give you an overall understanding of all the Japanese characters that have to do with the figure of the ninja. So if you have any questions related to the topic of the ninja, or perhaps you want to know something that I haven't talked about in this video, please remember to comment below. So in other words, this is going to be another debunking video. Luckily, recently my debunking videos have been quite popular, and I would like to thank all of you for that. Thank you for your support. Without you, I wouldn't be here. It's great that you're interested in culture, history, and language. Keep being amazing, noble ones. Alright then, let's dive in history and understand who the ninjas were. What was a ninja? Was a ninja an assassin? Occasionally, but most of the times a ninja has to be understood as a spy. That's what a ninja is. He is a spy. As a matter of fact, if we examine the actual meaning of the characters composing the word ninja, the second one on the right means person, but the first one is the one that probably gives us more information. So let's examine it. The ideogram is a compound of two characters, the first one meaning knife, and the second one meaning heart. So we could translate it as suffer being stabbed in the heart with a knife. So the whole concept of endurance comes from this concept. So to bear, to suffer through something difficult, that's the etymology of the term. It can also be translated as patience, sometimes, in Japanese, gains that meaning, including stealth. So to make things clear, in Japanese you have two possible pronunciations, the so-called on-yomi and the kun-yomi. These are two kinds of pronunciation, which sometimes have many different possible pronunciation within their realm. Now, the kun-yomi is the original Japanese sound pronunciation, and the on-yomi is a Japanese pronunciation which comes from the original Chinese reading of the characters, considering that the ideograms, the characters the Japanese use are originally Chinese. So, shinobi no mono would be the original Japanese kun-yomi. Ninja is the Japanese on-yomi, which comes from the Chinese reading. To have an overall understanding, let's also see the actual original Mandarin Chinese reading. The first character is read, when you read it alone, you read it ren, ren. The second one, you read it zhe, zhe. They are both in the third tone. But when you put two third tones together in Mandarin Chinese, the first one becomes a second tone. So the actual reading will be Renja. Renja. So to hear them all together again.
Renja.
Shinobi no mono. Ninja. Renja. So we can see how the Chinese ja became ja in Japanese. As far as nin is concerned, of course it has nothing to do with ren, but consider that ren is the modern Mandarin Chinese reading. Many on-yomi originate from very ancient ways of read characters in Chinese, and also from different areas of China. But for now I will stop here, because otherwise the whole video will be just a linguistic video. Let's continue with the actual historical ninja. I would like to begin from the actual figure of the ninja, which is probably one of the most famous things that come in mind when you think of the ninja, the black uniform that they are wearing, which of course has no historical foundation. But the fact that it's black, though, because in the internet there are basically two different people. You have people who support and try to defend this concept here, and people who are trying to debunk it, and sometimes I think take it too far. We can't really say the ninjas have never used black as their clothing. We don't know that, but it is true that most likely black wasn't. It is true that it's very unlikely that most ninjas wore black, and definitely was not the black karate suit. That's not the case, or the karategi, to actually use the Japanese term. So that's not the case. But the concept of the mask is not completely wrong, and also the idea of a black kind of clothing, for example, some kind of kimono or yukata or hakama, are not completely debunkable. So reality here lies in between these two concepts, because first of all, it is true that black was very difficult color to find in the lower classes in Japan, meaning that in order to dye your clothing black, you actually needed to first dye it cloth with indigo or deep red in order to get dark black. Naturally, the extra step meant that black clothing was more expensive to manufacture. So it does not mean that black clothing did not exist in Japan. It did, but it was more expensive. So probably not all ninjas wore black. Also, if you go to Iga or Koga in the actual museum in Japan, these two cities being quite famous for having ninja clans, it appears, if such a thing actually existed. They do propose this concept of having actually blue, dark blue ninjas, as that would probably be an easier color to wear, quite common. So the concept is wearing black, so it's not completely wrong, but most of the times probably they would have worn other colors. For example, red, yellow, white, and dark blue. Why would they be wearing these? Because these were very common colors worn by other people. The best way to actually mingle among people would be to be dressed just like them. So not an actual ninja suit, but wearing normal clothing in even quite bright colors, unless we're doing some infiltration mission. Now, in the internet, the mask has been attacked a lot by people who are trying to debunk this concept of the fake ninja, which is true. The whole ninja suit is with the mask isn't accurate, but it is possible that some ninjas did use masks for the simple reasons that people in the Edo period, so we're talking about the 17th century to the 19th century, did wear masks for the simple reason that most of the times Japanese did go to, for example, gambling or to the quarters of pleasure, so-called. So in these cases, most of the people did not want to be recognized and wore masks, so actually wearing a mask was not so strange, and again, a ninja would try to dress up as many people do. As a matter of fact, there was, in the Edo period, at a certain time, at a certain point, the shogun tried to ban masks as they had become too popular. So when we talk about ninjas with masks, probably for a certain period of time, in certain situations, it could be possible that ninjas used a whole variety of possible masks. But again, the best idea that we can have of a ninja would be someone dressed like a samurai, someone dressed like a monk, someone dressed like a merchant. So that would be the best way to mingle. That would be the best way to not be recognized in order to spy on the enemy. Also, another important misconception is this idea that ninja and samurai were sworn enemies. A samurai could also be a ninja at the same time. The difference between samurai and ninja in feudal Japan is very blurry, and sometimes it's very difficult also to understand if a historical person is actually a samurai or a ninja. For example, the Hattori clan is famous today. Hattori Hanzo, who is very famous to be a ninja during Tokugawa Ieyasu's period, but he was also a samurai. So some of the ninjas could be samurai, some of the samurai could also be ninja. It really depends. This line has been drawn by two things: Hollywood, because you always have to have the villain and the hero, and also Japanese theatrical representations such as kabuki, which I will explain a little bit more in this video later on. But let's continue talking about the ninja for now. As I have talking about the ninja equipment, as I have already talked in other videos, the ninja to did not exist. We do not have historical proof about that. I do understand that there are some historians who are trying to find proofs of that, but we do not have enough proofs of a straight blade, a shorter straight blade with a square. And even if we did find a sword like that, it would probably still not be an exclusive sword for ninjas, because if that were the case, then it would be very easy to identify a ninja just by his weapon. So even if such a weapon existed, which I'm not aware of any proof, it's not actual validated historical proof, even if such a weapon would have existed, it probably would have been just one of many possible weapons that any ninjas could have used during his operations, including, for example, katana, just like the samurai. Shuriken refers to basically any throwing weapon, not only the actual metal stars. But I have to say that nunchaku, sai, tonfa, and chopsticks are not part of the arsenal of a ninja. Mostly because these weapons actually, first of all, belong to the actual culture of Okinawa. So mainland Japan, they weren't even that common. Secondly, they started to become more popular after the decline of the ninja, and they were never really considered very effective weapons. As a matter of fact, there is no formal kata concerning nunchaku or any of these weapons, because they were more training weapons rather than actual real combat weapons, as a sai or a nunchaku would have no chance against a katana. Now, going back to the actual theatrical representations where some of the myths come from that I was talking about earlier in the video, kabuki is a classical Japanese dance drama, and there are many different kinds of characters in this drama that take place and that people were accustomed to. The three characters who actually sing, the one in the left means sing, the one in the middle means dance, and the one on the right means skill. So we could translate it as the art of singing and dancing. So kabuki again began in 1603. And there were many different kinds of characters that could be portrayed in a kabuki representation. For example, samurai, daimyo, thieves, people, and also ninja. Now, Dr. Stephen Turnbull, a historian specializing in Eastern military history, suggested a theory that the all-black version of the ninja originated in kabuki theater. Now, this is not completely, it's a bit of an unfounded hypothesis, so it's still an hypothesis, not 100% sure, but it would make sense. Why? Because in the kabuki theater, the stagehands who were working in the theater would be dressed in all black while moving props, for example, around the stage. Because the audience, of course, could see them, but they were all black in order to tell the audience that they were not part of the story, so they were invisible. So a ninja character would dress in the same way, because it was a good way to let people know that he was supposed to be invisible until he actually drew the weapon, and then everyone would be surprised, as they would understand that he was actually part of the play. Alright then, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't for more content from the Metatron. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.
Okay, the ninja. So we had to watch a quick video about what the ninja looks like. And when these old pictures look familiar to you, it looks like these pictures that you see right here are very old indeed. These are centuries pictures. Bad Monk and the ninjas. It's similar to the Ming Dynasty almost. These are similar. These old pictures. So these are the old pictures from centuries ago. The samurai and the ninja. Tomyo Kunishika. Actor Sowa Muria Tosomo in a fight. Yep. The Japanese were unique in their battle. They were unique. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoy my philosophy. And we had to watch a quick video of others talking about the ninja. We watched the Metatron. We watched a quick video about the other guy talking about the ninja. What the ninja looks like. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later on, guys. Good night, everybody.